Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is Fiercestbard. My mouth is barely moving for some reason. Oh no. But yeah. Coming to you live from Cappy Town, where the tonight the Cappy Town Mango Sentinels are playing once again. They are playing tonight. I will avoid looking at scores because I got arting to do. I will avoid looking at scores because I got arting to do. I can't look at those things. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all having a great night. I am supposed to be making this here artwork of a kitty star. And I'm trying to figure out where to start from now, because there's quite a few things that I gotta do to get this to work. And the first thing I gotta do is actually let me zoom in a little bit. Probably start working on the skirt part here. This is going to be really this is gonna be kind of hellish, right? So there's a lot of flowery, fluffy stuff over here. Flowery, flowy stuff, I should say, not fluffy. So let me try to do this in a way that makes some kind of sense. Because there's gonna be a lot of ruffles and things like that on this part here, and the problem is like that usually takes a heck of a lot of time and effort to make it look right. So I hope to minimize that time and effort, but we shall see. We shall see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great evening. It's hump day. We are halfway through the week. Halfway through this artwork. I've still yet to start on the next art project that I want to do, but that's okay. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to always have to fulfill these lofty goals that I have, even though like I should be arting more than I have ever arted in preparation for some art events that are happening at the end of the year. For those of you who may or may not know, I will be tabling towards the end of November and stuff like that at Anki Expo. And it's like I need to prep for artist alleys now and things like that. And it's one of those things where like you can't really rest on your laurels. You have to kind of put all your efforts in. And Nomis, what's up? Hello. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How are you? I should have been on more. I really should have been on more, but stuff happened. Lots of travel happened, and I couldn't get on. I couldn't get on for my usual arting as well as chatting and all that other stuff. But I'm back. I'm back to draw the titty star. It has, I know. It's like it's been a minute, but but yeah, like I gotta art more than I have ever arted before because I was mentioning it just now. I am going to be participating in an artist alley at the end of the year. At the end of November actually, up in the hallowed halls of Danvers, Boston, Massachusetts. I will be at Anki Expo, and yeah, it's apparently the East Coast is one of the East Coast's, if not the first, VTuber convention on the East Coast of the of Freedom Land, and yeah, it's because I'm going to be tabling there. I gotta prep art and stuff like that. Like I gotta go in a little bit more prepared than I used to be for these things. What's up, Golden? Can't stay too long, unfortunately. Have a fantastic stream though. Yeah, no, really appreciate the lurk, and hope you have a great night. But yeah, I've got to art more than I've ever arted before. I've got to do the arting, like as though it were my main profession. But yeah, I kind of I do want to, in all seriousness, I do want to prep myself for this con a little bit better. I'm pretty sure certain that, like, because this is a first time convention, so like, for those of you who do artist alleys and things like that, right? Like, I think you guys will know that first time conventions are usually not the most profitable conventions. They're usually more like, hey, if you go, see what happens and stuff like that, right? And that's kind of the approach that I want to take going to this one. But like, it is also one of the first conventions that I have gotten into throughout all these applications. I've submitted quite a few applications for conventions this year, and since this is the first one where I've confirmed acceptance and did all the shenanigans to get in, I want to be prepped when I go there. And by prepped, I mean I want to have the right stuff that people will expect to see, and and have enough inventory of everything and stuff like that. It's gonna be kind of exciting. And since it's a VTuber convention, like, it's gonna be one of those types of things that'll be kind of unique in that, I've never been to like a streamer convention before, like even if it's like for regular streamers and much less VTubers and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of like, huh, okay. But I did get the experience of seeing what happens at an anime convention when there's a bunch of streamers there, and they all walk around with their setups and their managers, doing the shopping for them and stuff like that. So it's gonna be kind of interesting, like, hopefully that they will start to announce more guests that will be able to make like attend. Oh, stretch and hydrate. Thank you, Juice. I will stretch right now and hydrate. But yeah, what's going on, Juice? How you doing? I have hydrated. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting, I'm just wondering, like for that particular convention, how are they gonna set up everything and whatnot? I think from what I read I'll have to check. I'll have to double check with the committees, the planning committees with the convention. But it looks like we're gonna have quite a large table set up when we get there and stuff like that. So I also need to be able to fill the space that I'm gonna be occupying with a lot of stuff. So I gotta come up with not just products, but also like a boots filling space, like I mean, I'm sorry, like a booth that can fill the amount of space that they're giving us. So like, it's gonna be kind of interesting. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of convention prep stuff, over the course of the year. But I won't forget to art. I mean, ultimately, it's all about arting, right? Like, it's all about doing some kind of arting, because at the end of the day, the art is what the art that is produced is going to be the product, right? But I'm also, like, speaking of producing art, I've been and Mooney has heard me kind of like, kind of like postulating, but what if I tried streaming on a different service, if you know what I mean? Because I've been thinking about it for a while, and like, it's not that I dislike Twitch or anything like that. That's not what it is, right? But ultimately, what I'm allowed to draw here on Twitch is it's kind of limited. Uh, considering like some of the stuff that I can draw or possibly have to draw for certain things, right? I would just you can't see the air quotes I'm making, but for certain reasons, there are certain arts that I would like to draw, but I cannot, and stuff like that here on Twitch. So I'm playing around with the idea of maybe um shifting one of my stream nights to a different platform, and drawing over there, let's just say, and I may have, and said platform may have a little bit more freedom to explore certain types of arts and stuff like that. It's something I've been, like I've long been talking about with you guys. For those of you who have been around for a while, that I've been like kind of discussing it with myself, I guess, this entire time and stuff like that. And it's something that, like, we even have some Discord channels for the Spice, right? And but we don't really take advantage of it and stuff like that, right? So it's just one of those things where it's like, now that we're getting a little bit more serious with actually doing artist alleys and stuff like that, right? Should we dedicate some time to that? Because, like, even at this this artist alley that I will be participating in, actually, there is two versions of the artist alley, actually. I got into the regular artist alley, but there was also an application for what they call On Key After Dark, which is an artist alley that is primarily centered around the more spicy artworks and stuff, as it were, where sellers can display their wares, as it were, and stuff. And there could have been a possibility. There is a world where Bard participates in that artist alley, because I could, if I didn't get into the main artist alley and stuff like that, right? But in order to table at said artist alleys, you can't just bring your normal stuff. You have to bring the spice riddles stuff, right? And like, I'm not a stranger to that sort of art. It's just whether or not I can let's say commit to it. Commit to the bit, as it were. It's just one more thing that I've been thinking about, just to just to spice things up. See what I did there, chat? See what I did there? No, but in all honesty, like, a lot of my favorite artists have always been spice artists. I have work, like whenever I go to artist alleys and stuff like that, I look for them in particular to see if they're participating, and if they happen to be there, I will buy like certain things, like art books and prints. Like when the first time, like one of the first times that I went to Anime NYC and stuff like that with Mooney, and I had my adventure of buying said art piece and then holding it the entire convention, thinking I was hiding certain things with the way that I was holding it, and then as it turns out, I was fully advertising it. I did not know that I was just straight up had it out on display. So, these things happened, okay, guys? These things happen. No, but in all seriousness, like, some of the best artists are the spice artists, and like, if I'm even like maybe a little bit at like close to as good as some of them, I would be super happy. I will have I feel like I will have accomplished something in my life. In terms of art, I mean. But in order to get there, I need to get a lot of practice in, and I can't really practice here on Twitch. So, there's some thoughts. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the idea is to just dive in head first, right, and just do it, right. So maybe the idea is to just go ahead and explore it, and maybe what I will do is try a test stream, like like maybe on a day or two when nothing's going on, and I've got the time for it and stuff like that. Maybe just go ahead and do a test stream and see how that turns out, and see how everything goes when I do that, because like ultimately, even for me streaming on Twitch here, I just kind of dove in when I first did this. Um, it's just one of those things where it's like I said F it, and then I just did it, and like for the most part, I've been able to stick with it for the most part, with lots of prodding from Mooney, and to remind me to actually stream. So like maybe I'm overthinking the situation and I should just do it, just to see what happens. But we shall see. And then I also need to make some artwork. So, Mooney had told me that had reminded me that I was considering doing like Dakimakura style artworks. So Dakimakuras, for anybody who doesn't know, are the sort of anime waifu and husbando body pillows and stuff like that. And they usually have a very specific type of looking artwork and stuff like that, and I've been wanting to delve into making dakis and stuff like that. So like Mooney actually gave me a great idea on what I can use the artwork for. So I think I want to try it, but again, it's one of those things where it's like I can draw a version of it here, but then like because I'd have to work around, I have to work within the community rules here. I really have to kind of, what is it? I've got to draw them in ways that qualify for those community rules, and sometimes that means that I would have to compromise the artwork. And so maybe this isn't the best place to draw said Daki artwork. So that's kind of part of the reason why I've been really considering, like, hey, maybe when I have to do stuff like that, I have to move to a different platform. But we'll see, There's a lot of things actually artwork related that I want to do, but it's just like time and like commitment doesn't allow me to do. Like if I had more time in the day, no joke, I would be working on learning more Live 2D. I think I need to learn Live 2D. It's just like everybody uses it for everything. Aside from, VTuber models, right? Live 2D is like useful for animating things for stream assets and things like that, right? So, like Live 2D would be a good program to just kind of dive in and learn, right? So, like there's stuff like that I would like to get good with. But, the unfortunate part is whether or not we actually have the time to do it. And, like, unfortunately, I don't normally have the time for it, unfortunately. So now here, how do we do this part? So So the two layers of her skirt present a real problem, right? Like they have this like scrunchy ruffled effect here, and I guess I could just kind of like line art it in using the, you know, what I have as the base here, right? Like using this line, these lines here as the like guide for me for where they go. But it's like it's like, well, let's see what happens if I try to do it, because they don't have like a roughly like Squidwardy like pattern like that. They're not like that. They're just kind of like, and then they have like the middle here, so that makes the scrunchy part and stuff like that, right? So like they are very rough, and I'm like, huh, should I just try to freehand this, or maybe that's not a really good idea to do. That's the part that's making me pause right now. Why are your costumes so difficult, damn it? Okay, let's try something like... Okay. Okay, okay. I could see how I should color it in to give it the effect. All right, all right. I can do this. I can live with this. It's a little rough, but I think I know where how I'll, because it's all about how you color it in at this point to complete the effect for this. So it will still look very rough, and you know, like maybe not the best as line art, but sometimes when you do line art, you just gotta kind of trust the process, and like when you color it in, realize that okay, this is gonna look like something when you're done with it. So Okay, let's see. Like, I don't really need to line art it all that much. I'm just trying to see, like, if it will start to make that. And it kind of is. I just gotta, again, I just gotta really trust the process, and when I go to color it in, just, like, trust that it's gonna make the ruffles when I give it the right shadows. Okay, I gotta manage that again with the second layer underneath it, and then it should be okay. I feel like as I draw this, I'm lowering the level of the skirt more and more as I go. Which is somewhat funny because I originally had her skirt pretty high up. And now, like, as I go, it seems like her skirt is getting shorter and shorter. I mean, longer and longer. Whoops. Yeah, I'm just trying to make it a little bit more rougher instead of the straight. And then again, I'm gonna probably try to trust the detailing for it to be in the coloring portion of this. So There, now she has the 2 rows of this underneath her skirt, and then there's like a couple of ribbons that ties it together. Okay. So there's one, and then the other one is... Okay. And then how long is each one? Let's see. Alright. Hmm. Yeah, sorry I get kind of quiet in these moments. It's only because it's like, when I have to think about stuff. Because, surprisingly for, like, I guess, like, some people may or may not know this, but when you're arting, it takes a lot of mental dexterity, like, for... is that even a thing, mental dexterity? No, a concentration, I should say. And it's like... You'd be surprised at how much like brain power you're using when it comes to arting and stuff like that. Like it gets really tiring, so to speak, right? And it's like that's kind of why the for me when I stream arting and stuff like that, like I give myself a time limit every day because some people can draw for hours and hours and just continue to go, right? But what I've found for myself that kind of works is that drawing in spurts, like controlled spurts like this, right? I want to continue going for like 8, 9 hours, right? If I could. But I found that when on the days when I try to do stuff like that, it's not just like mentally taxing, but also physically taxing. Like I will find like my fingers are actually like in pain trying to keep up with how long you have to have your hands in specific positions because of all of the like you gripping the pen and things like that, and like you just start to feel it if you go on for way too long. So I try to keep myself arting at in moments and time where I'm not putting myself in a position where I'm just like just gonna be done and burning out like really super fast and stuff like that, right? But because of that too, I don't think I art enough. Um, but for me, it's sort of like, well, I could art more if I just kind of dug in and did the thing, but like again, the big issue is I might burn myself out really super fast doing that, and I kind of don't want to. So, oh, sneezed. Excuse me. Yeah, as I start to do more artist alleys, I'm hoping to get into more of them. Um, I'm still very much a beginner at the artist alley thing. Um, Even though I've had a few under my pocket so far. In comparison to some of the other artists who, like regularly go to and get into Artist Alley, I'm still very much a beginner. But I'm hoping to get into um, more of them as I go. And also, I've realized like in the last one that I was a participant in at CarrierCon, I realized like I did not actually have the time to do like a vlog while I was there, which is something that a lot of Artist Alley artists do, right? When they're at those conventions, and it's it's a part of promoting yourself as much as it is also a way to fight boredom and stuff like that, because there are moments when those conventions can get rather slow, and like when people don't come by, and like moments when traffic is really quiet and stuff like that. It gives everybody an opportunity to kind of do something to keep themselves busy, and doing vlogs is like one of those things, right? And I did not do one at all. Like I was planning on it while I was at CarrierCon, but it just like didn't happen. I was just like so worried about paying attention at the convention and stuff like that, that I just didn't end up doing it. And so I'm hoping this time with Anki I'll be able to do one and stuff like that, right? And for any of the other ones that I hopefully can get into, like, but we'll see. Like the Artist Alley thing, it's so hyper competitive at this point. Everybody is trying to get in now, and like there are people who get into tons of these, and then there's people like me who are just kind of like fighting fighting to get the scraps to get into one and stuff like that. So like it is what it is. I just gotta be more aware of application deadlines and stuff like that, because one of the things that I've noticed that I haven't been good at doing is keeping tabs on when applications open for certain conventions and stuff like that. Like I missed like 2 or 3 of them for this year, and it was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But like it's not that I think that I could get into every single one that I apply to. It's more of I want to be able to apply so that they know that I'm trying to get in, right? Because there are certain conventions, right? Like even with Anime NYC, like I had no real like no real thought in my brain that I would actually get in. But one of the things that they look for is people with returning applications, right? Like people who continue to try to apply every year and stuff like that. They look for people who do that, it seems. So, like I would like to at least be able to get my application in. And I noticed that I did the ties on this side shorter than the ties on the other side. So I'm just trying to lengthen these. This is one of the harder things about when you do line art for your artwork. If you don't have a good sense for, not a good sense, but rather like, it's always suggested that you zoom out and look at your artwork at a further away view, so you can spot things like this before they happen. But unfortunately, I have always been the type of person who worked very close to their artwork. Like, even when I was doing this, like, as a pen and paper type of thing, right? Like, I've always been zoomed in a lot with my artwork and stuff like that. So these are the habits that I unfortunately cannot break. This is clearly just me channeling my childlike era when I would be super close to my paper and killing my eyesight on my light box. Oh, autosave. At least now I'm not really worried about my equipment, though, because when I was drawing on stream in Bounty Hunterville, I was actually quite worried all the time about my equipment, because the laptop that I had to draw on, it's not that it was incapable, right? That laptop is actually a pretty good one for gaming and stuff like that. Though it sounds like an airplane engine when you start gaming a lot on there, right? But it works. Like, for what it is, it will get the job done. But the problem is that it didn't have enough RAM, like, at all. I think that was one of the big issues with it. So even though it was very capable of doing the arting, it ran into a lot of problems with Clip Studio, because Clip Studio is not just it's not just allowing me to do the art, right? Like, it's also recording the playback. And like, everybody knows these days, like, you can't really art without having the playback feature toggled on, because you gotta prove that, like, these days, unfortunately, because of Mr. Altman and all the other AI bros, you always have to have a way to prove that you actually did the thing that you claim you did and stuff like that, right? So I can't really art without having that stuff on. And even if I choose not to have the time lapses recording, right, I still have to stream it. And the stream, OBS takes a lot of resources too, if like, as it's streaming outwards and stuff like that. So I was having all sorts of issues with streaming and arting on the laptop. So like, when I go back to Bounty Hunterville, I'm gonna have to figure out a better solution for that in some way. It depends. Like, I'm still gonna be reliant on that laptop for a while when I go back to Bounty Hunterville, but we shall see what the the solution, the long-term solution might be, because like, whether or not it means that we have to get a new PC over there is still something that we have to think about, because it depends on certain decisions that will be made within the next year or so. So we shall see. I do miss drawing on this tablet, though. Like, Mooney asked me when I got back, did I miss drawing on this Cintiq? I really did actually. It's like the performance on the smaller tablet that I have in Bounty Hunterville is actually really good, but like the difference between that and drawing on a 24-inch Cintiq is it's quite big. You never know what you have until you miss it. Okay. Ah, all that time spent for that skirt. All that time spent for a skirt, man. But I think we did it. I think we did it. And it's gonna be crazier with the coloring because we have to put this gridded flowery and star patterned like thing, and there's no specific pattern to it. Like I think I am gonna need to get like a star brush to do this one. But yeah, there's like a huge pattern on her skirt there that I'm gonna have to figure that out. There's so much stuff on her costume that's like I can barely see it on the reference because the reference itself is like really blurry, unfortunately. Which tells me also that I probably should just. Well, it's not like they would have this in it, but I need like a Nikkei art book. Okay, so there's like three of these on each belt part there. And then just merge it down and then copy that. Put it up here. Oh, okay, and then these things also exist on the other side as well. Maybe I drew them too small, I don't know. Copy and paste that. Okay, belt buckles. Almost there. Okay, and then have that flappy part over here of the belt going upwards instead of just going straight. I kind of like doing that with the whenever I have to draw like the belts like this. Okay, all that time just for that. But you know what? It was worth. Gotta do it. Okay, we get that little line there just to indicate that kneecap a little bit, and then we're gonna go upwards. We have the tie part there. I mean, not the tie, but rather the tied part. This I don't know. I might have drawn it wrong. I feel like it should be a diamond, sort of like a diamond pattern here, and I only drew it as like as a zigzag Z. But there's like no space for me to actually do the diamond pattern, I think. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And then on the other side here, she's got more of the same over here. This yeah, because she has a similar thing on the other side, that it's tied on that side. Only her shirt over here, the bottom of her shirt is like angled upwards. So I got that part right already, so Okay, going up more. So yesterday I did draw this, the cat plaque. I don't know, the logo icon thing over there. But I feel like I can do better than that because it's not even really angled the proper way. It's like very straightforward. But it sits it okay. Honestly, Honest has such large boobs that like the cat plaque thing should be sitting on top of them almost horizontally. That's how the reference shows it. So I need to do that too because if I don't do that, her boobs just don't have the volume. Let's just say. So I gotta draw it like I kind of started sketching it out on up here like in the way that I'm supposed to be doing it, but I think I'll leave that till later. I think I'll leave it till a little bit later. It's there are some challenges here. Like there are some serious challenges here to drawing Honest. Okay, this is what happens when you're a titty star. Unfortunately, you your best assets are in the way of art. Okay, let's see. Her sleeve has like a button there? What the hell? Okay, let me see how I can do this. Okay. Who knew drawing two parallel lines was going to be so hard? Okay, get rid of all this. Whoops. Oh, and the next piece that I wanted to do was of Neon, right? So, you know, the new version of Neon that came out with the big jacket and the hat and all that stuff, right? I kind of like the look, so you know, I'm gonna do that one. But for Rappy, I'm having like an internal debate with myself with Rappy, like which version of Rappy to do. Because originally I was just gonna kind of do the summer version because everybody kind of likes that one, right? Like the Red Hood Rappy summer version. But then like I saw that I don't know if it's real though. Like, but I saw on Twitter somebody posted like a some sort of made Rappy. So I guess they're doing a made for you event. But like, I don't know if that's that one's real. That's the thing. If it was real, that'd be nice, right? But um, I don't know currently if it's real. If chat knows if it's real or not, just tell me, please, because that might actually decide which version of Rappy that I would decide to draw. But if it's not real, I don't know. Like, which version of Rappy should I be drawing? I could always draw Sleepy Rappy, the free costume that everybody got. I would imagine that that one is a rather popular version of Rappy. Okay. And this part is always going to be kind of tough because it is rather foreshortened quite a bit, right? As the arm comes closer to the viewer, things get bigger, but also distances get shorter between each other. So the danger is always that, when you start to lose the landmarks that tells tells people what is what, right? Like, so I can see that starting to happen with this jacket, where because it's covering where the elbow of the arm is normally gonna be, right? So you don't really get to see that part. So it starts to distort the foreshortening on the arm there, and it gets really weird. It gets kind of weird. So I could kind of see it starting to happen, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Hmm. Okay, how the heck does her jacket actually look? Jeez. So, it's like it's not like the usual type of jacket, right? And then there's like some kind of like I don't know what that is. Let me see. Oh, I can actually see behind it. It's actually got a hoodie on it, and then I guess those two parts are wings or something like that. I have no idea what those are. It's like, what are those? Damn it! Why? Why are you doing this to me, honest? Why? Is it because you're not my favorite of the group? Is that why? Is this it? Yeah, honest was never really my favorite of counters. It's not because I dislike her. It's just, like design wise I just prefer Neon, and also the fact that like I think Neon's funny. That's why. As opposed to, um though I do like her dynamic with Neon, like I've always liked how Counters has this like um they have this like sisterhood, right? That the other groups don't seem to have, like where Rappy is like the older sister, Honest is the middle sister, and then Neon's the younger sister, and they just all kind of get on each other's nerves and stuff like that. It seems like the writers for the story set them up kind of like that in a lot of ways, and I've always kind of liked the dynamic that they all share, where the unfortunate part is due to the way that the story begins, Marion's place in the group, unfortunately. Ooh. I mean, in a technical sense, Marion is my favorite counters, but she's not actually officially a part of the crew anymore, I guess. Like if we had to be like perfectly canon to the story about it, I guess. You know, she's not technically a part of the group anymore. Due to some situations. Okay, so this part actually has to be a little bit higher up because she has a sleeve that comes out from underneath all this. So let's get rid of all this. Just try to clean this up a little bit. And you know, like sometimes when you have to do stuff like this, right, you kind of mess up the lining a little bit, and you know things get a little bit out of space and stuff like that. But it's okay, you know. That's why you work digital, because you can do stuff like this without worrying about it too much. The more you stress out about how clean your line art is, then the more that it starts to actually get messed up. That's what I found. Okay. So, we got to this part. And then first we draw that part here. And then whoops. How the hell did that... Okay, there we go. Alright. Yeah, and I can kind of see how, like, the arm is starting to lose the foreshortened look because all this stuff is just covering, like, again, you know, some of the major landmarks of where the arm, like, what makes an arm recognizable, like the elbow part and things like that, right? And then, you know, but down here where her sleeve comes out, it's like a puffy jacket down here and stuff like that, right? So it has to be like large like this. So you know, again, you lose something, but then you hope that you make up for it by having the wrist come out this way, and then, you know, the size of the hand will kind of dictate the rest and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna leave that arm for later to complete that for later, because the hand right there is just, it has a very specific pose to it that I have to really work hard to do. So I'm not gonna do it right away. I'll get it in a bit. because the sketch I made is not really the final pose for where the fingers are gonna be and stuff like that. It's just kind of there to help me to gauge everything and stuff like that. So, you know. And then whatever the thing in the back that comes out here, it's like ears or something like that, and then it's got stuff that's attached to it, like rings or something like that attached to it. Or maybe it's like, I don't know, like the parts of a star or something like that. I don't know what this is. Jeez. But it is attached to the hood on the back of her, so it does belong there. And then it's got like that. Okay, let's work on the other side while we have a moment to think about this. Damn it, Titty Star, why are you so hard to draw? Damn it. Okay. Oh, there is like a whole bunch of stuff blocking the view, my view over here of the other side of her outfit. So I gotta look at it from. Oh, her name is actually on there, and she's also got a big cat plush tied to her like shoulder. I guess. I guess that's what that is. Honest, why? Everything about your design is so weird. She's got this weird I don't know how many of you guys have seen like the original cartoon Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, but she's got like this April O'Neil looking jacket. Like I'm just kind of like, damn. Not that I dislike it. The banana colored jacket is fun. It's just sometimes I look at it, I'm just kind of like, whoa. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. How are we gonna approach the rest of this? Let's see. What is this part over here? So it's like she's got I guess this is like a bracelet that's like, or a scrunchie or something like that, and then she's got like pearls underneath it or something like that. Oh my god, this is so crazy. Okay. My assumption is that this is a... I am making a huge assumption about what this actually is, so... So I don't actually have proof that this is the type of thing it is, but it looks like this type of bracelet, I guess. It's like a scrunchie or something like that she's wearing. I'm reasoning this is the thing here, though whether or not it's true or not, I guess I'll find out at some point when I post this image, and then everybody writes in the comments, "Oh, Bard, you did it wrong. That's not even supposed to be that." And it's like, what is it supposed to be then? So she's got a small one there, and then underneath that, she's got a bunch of, like, colored beads or something. Yeah, I can't draw. I can't draw circles perfectly like this, so I gotta do it this way. Oh, whoops. Ah, damn it, vector erase was on. Okay, close enough. Close enough. Whoa, okay, too big. Too big! So she's got those there, and then there's like stuff sticking out of it? Like, what the hell is all this stuff? Okay, I might add whatever is sticking out of it later. I can't make I literally cannot make heads or tails of what it actually is, so this hand I could try to at least start it up. Oops. For sure, the fingers on this hand are going to be in different positions when it's done, and most of the details for it is going to be added when I go to color it, so that it you know, you can kind of tell the different depths of where the palm is and stuff like that. But I'll probably have to do a better sketch as to where each finger is supposed to actually be, because right now it looks like there's only 3 fingers, but actually there was originally supposed to be a finger like closed over here somewhere. Like, it's like supposed to be like, I don't know, like some kind of weird pose there, but I'm gonna have to change that. But at least I got the base of it started there. And then she's got nails. She's got fancy nails. And it's kind of the same with the other hand. I'm gonna have to work on doing like a better sketch of that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see if I could do this part over here again, because it is now actually bothering me. I think I got this wrong already here, so... Yeah, I feel like I didn't give enough space to some of this, so... Well, yeah, I just kind of want to get this pattern right. It might not look the best because I think I didn't give it enough space here, but at least it'll be right. Because the way that I drew it before was was completely wrong. Like the pattern is not supposed to be a Z pattern. It's supposed to be more of like two across zigzag interlaced like this, and then the top is just kind of empty with it. Yeah, I might be being a little bit too fussy about this, but you know, sometimes you just kind of look at certain things that you draw and you're just kind of like, that really doesn't look right, and then it's like it'll bug me until I fix it. So I'm like, okay, let me just fix it now. And then this top part over here is just open for some reason. It doesn't go all the way. It just kind of stops right there. Okay. And then I gotta redraw the cat thing, the plaque thing that she wears in the middle over there. And then apparently she's got a freaking plush doll that just kind of hangs out on her shoulder. It just sits on her shoulder. Which is fine. Which is fine. Like okay, yeah, she's got a lot of weird stuff going on there, but you know what? Whatever. I mean, it's just kind of the way she's designed. I'm just trying to complete her hair over here finally. I just realized that I didn't even finish this part over here. Oops. Okay. Gotta get in there now. Okay, maybe I'm putting too many of them over there. I maybe take some of them out. Yes. You know what? Actually, there's some of her hair that goes the other way too, so I shouldn't just focus on one direction. Okay, I think next time, it's gonna be all about fixing up the hands, right? Like just drawing better looking hands, maybe revisiting a little bit of how the the jacket is interacting with her arm a little bit, and like just like doing some stuff to like fix it up a little bit so that it's looks a little bit better. I might have to redraw that whole part of her right arm, which is on the left side in this image, in this case, because I don't think the foreshortening is working very well there. Um, it might just be a case of moving the sleeve upwards a little bit. Or leaving it all alone and then just having the arm extend a little bit lower on it before her hand fans out and stuff like that. You know, like there are ways to definitely fix it. I do want to go with the way that I sketched it though, like where the arm bends for that, because it's like the length of the arm is actually perfect where it is if it's coming towards the viewer. So like I'm very hesitant to move the arm in any way, just maybe move all the jacket and all the other stuff upwards so that it's like, you know, it makes a little bit more sense in terms of the way that it's foreshortened. Or actually, I could kind of leave it where it is too, because she kind of wears her jacket like unevenly. It's not at it's not the same height on both sides, right? Like it's a little bit lower on one side than the other side. So, you know, like I could always just leave it alone too. It's just that, you know, like it messes with the way that I drew the sketch underneath a little bit. So it's like, you know, um I'm hoping that once it's colored in that the depth will show, but you know, like it's hard to see that until it actually has the color. So, and then I guess I gotta work on, you know, I gotta finish the other hand over there, and then just hope that it comes together when I start coloring it and stuff like that. I wish I had better references for a lot of the stuff here, because as I zoom in, it does get quite a bit more blurry, so it's hard to see. I mean, that's the whole reason that I came up. I got this cat thing like completely wrong here, and now I've got to really like lock in and change it so that it's like sitting on top of her booba. So you know, but overall, I mean, it's coming along. The line art for it, it's coming along. I think yeah, like after I do that, I guess for the background will probably be like, you know, lights and stuff like that, like lights and scaffolding, like the usual idle stage background with all sorts of like stuff. Like it's gonna be a super bright up top on the upper left side, so you know, like it's gonna have like a downcast shadow on her. So I think there's gonna be like a little bit of shading in front over here. I do tend to like doing that look of having the lighting coming from behind the character and having the shadows in the front. It's sort of a thing that I kind of do a lot. So, you know, I think that will continue to be with this image and stuff like that. But yeah, so far so good, you know, like I think it's a nice return to arting for myself anyway. And then I'll see what else I can add there. Maybe I'll add her, what is this, like the spotlight drone that she has? Well, like when she has her weapons out and stuff like that. I'll at least have the spotlight drone out there and stuff. I feel like that at least has to be there. And then maybe redo a little bit of these beads up here. They just don't look good to me. And then I have like this grouping over here that just makes no sense and stuff like that. So I gotta redo it a little bit. There's just, yeah. And then just hope that the coloring takes care of the rest of it. But yeah, like, you know, I was listening to music and scrolling and realized I should complain to Spotify or not making you this week's hottest single. Wait, you're an artist? Wait, what? That explains why you're so good at drawing me in? Wait, what happened? What happened with Spotify? Listening to music and scrolling and realized I should complain to Spotify for not making you this week's hottest single. Whoa. No, no, actually, yeah, like I draw. I do the art thing and stuff like that. I totally do the art thing while I'm here. But yeah, welcome in, local terrorizer. What is up? I'm not I am not a musician of any kind. So unfortunately, even if you tell Spotify, that will not do Spotify any good. Ego, what's up? Lurking. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How's my day going? Pretty good, pretty good. I got off of work and I just started working on this thing, and I'm trying to literally like fix a lot of issues with the sketch underneath and stuff like that. I think I'm getting there, but I'm procrastinating on drawing the hands. I'm procrastinating on drawing the hands as usual. I think the next thing I'm gonna tackle is like fixing this freaking cat thing that's supposed to be sitting on top of her booba, and then drawing in the plush cat that's sitting on her shoulder. But yeah, not doing too bad. What? I make sick beats? I don't remember when I started doing sick beats. Draw the hand, also bigger behaviors. You want me to draw her booba ever more bigger, but there's a limit. There, even for honest, she might be the titty star, but even being the titty star, there is a limit for how big the booba can be. And I was actually talking about that earlier. Like, in all seriousness, there is a limit to what I can do on Twitch, like... You should call me a Saja boy because you made my little soda pop. Oh! This all good day. Yeah, this it's been an all pretty good day. Actually, I was thinking about drawing K-pop Demon Hunters for a while, but I think I missed the boat. I feel like I missed the boat already with the K-pop Demon Hunters. I actually wanted to draw some of them. She's the biggest star, so needs a bigger plot. Well, I mean, some might say she does have the biggest plot of all the counters, right? But whether or not she has the biggest plot compared to all the other Nikkeis, that is an argument to be made. But yeah, like, I was actually speaking about bigger plot, I actually kind of am noodling with the idea of maybe one of my streams drawing on a different platform, perhaps, because as much as I would like to draw bigger booba and more spicier stuff, I'm still at the mercy of let's say the Twitch. I'm still at the mercy of TwitchCoon, like, if TwitchCoon shows up, I am in trouble, or like, that's the major problem here, right? So it's like, what do I do if TwitchCoon, damn it, what do I do if TwitchCoon shows up, right? So I gotta maybe draw on a different platform that allows me to draw unfettered, let's just say. So I'm thinking about actually trying that out, like maybe sometime this month, maybe, possibly, so that I can actually do a little bit more spicy art, let's just say, because like, ultimately, I kind of want to. I kind of want to, and I've been saying before previously that I wanted to delve into the spice art world for the longest time, or at this point, but I just never really had the ability to do so. So maybe I should, but we'll see if I make any changes to where I'm gonna stream. or to try it, I will announce it on the Discord channel, obviously, right? Like, if I decide to give it a test and stuff like that. And I would have to pick a day like where, maybe I'm not doing so much, um where things are quieter maybe, and then just kind of go for it on that day, possibly. We shall see. Because one of the things that I kind of wanted to do was do sort of like Daki style artwork. So like like the Dakimakura style artworks with some fan art and stuff like that, and or maybe with some of the characters that I already have. Maybe Biscotti wants a Dakimakura style fan art of some sort, right? I haven't drawn Biscotti in a while, even though I probably should finish the splash page that I was working on for of Biscotti for like I just completely forgot about it because I just didn't have access to the file when I went to Maple Land. So I'm like, oh, now that I'm back, I'm like, oh shoot, I have the file and I can actually work on it, you know? Counters, yes. Biggest one of the Nikkeis, no. Tia wins easily. Um, I need to draw Nikkei again. My last one was Summer Rosanna. Oh, wow. Yeah, like, I've just been meaning to draw more Nikkei, for a while now, because, like, Nikkei is gonna be the gacha game that, like, we just never give up on. Like, both me and Mooney. It is the game that we kind of met on. It holds a special place for the both of us, especially since we didn't just meet on the game, but the game was actually released on both of our birthdays and stuff like that. And like, it's just started the whole lore of me and Mooney. So like, we can never really like give up on Nikkei, let's just say, right? So, like, considering the fact that we can never give up on Nikkei, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, I should just draw it more. Like so much of my life was because of this damn game. I can honestly say that too. It's like, it's not even like being hyperbolic about it. It's like, I can actually say that freaking Nikkei, I swear, like, of all things, is responsible for a large part of my life at this point. So it's like, and I did draw some Nikkei stuff before. Like, I drew like Soda, I drew like Neon once already. I drew a Dorothy before, but I even drew Alice. Actually, I drew Bunny Alice at some point, and I was like never really that happy with the way those came out and stuff like that. Well, maybe the one for Neon was pretty good, but the ones that I drew of everyone else I wasn't super thrilled about how they eventually came out. But also that was a lot during my my learning phase, right? Like, I'm still in my learning phase, but that was earlier on, and I feel like maybe I can see if I improved at this point, right? Like, see if how much I've improved at this point by drawing different Nikkeis. So that's why I'm drawing I'm drawing Honest now. Honest is like, I do like her design for this particular costume. So I was like, you know what? Let me do it. Let me just do it, right? And then I saw like Rappy might be having a new costume, but I don't know if it's real. Like the maid Rappy costume that somebody posted on Twitter, it looks official, but I don't know if it's real or not. And I'm hoping that it's not just something that somebody generated with the A of the I. I hope that it's not something that somebody just generated with it, because like, I think a lot of people would be really happy to get a made version of Rappy Red Hood. I should have sketched this out before I tried to do it on the main artwork before. Really should have done this before I did whatever that is over there. Time to learn more. Don't know nothing about Maid Rappy. There's a idol one though. Yeah, that's the current one, right? Like the maid. I'm not the maid, the idol Rappy that's out on the battle pass and stuff like that. That one's a nice one too, you know. But then I would feel really well. I shouldn't feel bad about it, right? Like, cause then I would draw like Neon in her new costume, right? But then Rappy and Honest are in their maid out. Not maid. Holy crap! I am so freaking. I have maid on the brain right now. Holy crap. No, I would have Rappy and Honest in an idol outfit, right? But then it's like Neon would be just in her regular new outfit, I guess. You know, which is not it's not the wrong thing to do. I mean, considering the fact that, you know, she kind of acted as a sort of as a manager for them for a little bit, and you know, like she was wearing that costume when when in certain scenes, right? So maybe, you know, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to do it like that, right? Oh, it's not angled right. I don't know. But yeah, I'm almost at that point. I'm probably gonna have to stop at this point. The Cappytown Mango Sentinels are playing tonight, so I gotta keep. I've been keeping myself from checking scores and stuff like that, but I might have to check pretty soon. And once I start checking, that's kind of it. Besides that, you know, like, unfortunately, I don't have that much time to art on the weekdays because, you know, I have to limit my arting time because of the fact that I have to, you know, like, I gotta go and do something about dinner with Mooney, and then I also gotta get ready, you know, do all the evening stuff that I have to get ready for bed and things like that because I gotta wake up super early to go to my day job so that, you know, I can continue to pay the bills. But, you know, we're getting somewhere with this. I feel like we're getting somewhere with this. It's just the hands and that freaking cat thing and the cat plush on her shoulder. But yeah, you know, like I'll be back tomorrow, same time roughly, you know, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. doing the arting. By then, I think maybe we'll have finished doing the line art here, and then we can start coloring this freaking thing in, you know? Like, if I get the flat colors in there, I'll be super happy, and then I gotta start working out, like, what the background's gonna look like, and stuff like that. And then maybe, if I'm lucky, this weekend I will actually do the sketch of Neon that I was supposed to do last weekend, so that I'll be ready for arting next week, so I don't have to stop, you know? Like, I shouldn't wait until I'm finished with one image to start sketching the next one, right? Because, like, then there's like a pause in between each image that I'm doing, and I kind of gotta stop doing that because end of the year, I gotta make this announcement again. End of the year, November 20th, November 20th ish. I'm gonna be in the artist alley at Anki Expo. So I gotta prepare. I gotta prepare by doing more arting, and doing more arting to, you know, have more prints available, have more things, and possibly Dakimakers covers. Even if they're not the actual covers, maybe having them as and Mooney suggested that I make bookmarks, perhaps bookmarks and other items. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but yeah, I gotta prep for conventions, and I know it's like a long time from now. No, you know, November's not exactly a month or two from today, but you would be surprised at how fast like the time goes, and then you're trying to prep for tabling at a convention, and oh shoot, it's next week. You know, it's like you just suddenly have no time to prep. So, you know, I kind of have to start my prep now so that I'll be ready for things. Plus the fact that I gotta draw more to design my booth, actually, because you know, like, before I was just kind of doing the usual table setup with cubes and with PVC pipes to hold up my prints and stuff like that. But this time I've actually got to design my booth and, you know, like, come up with a catchy look for it so that people remember who I am. So it's like there's a lot to do between now and November. So, you know, even though, again, it's a couple of months away, you still got to do a lot. And, you know, I'm hoping that some of my applications for some of the conventions for next year, you know, when they start to open up, you know, I'll be able to get those in this time and not miss out on that stuff. So yeah, you know, a lot of stuff to do. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and start up here. If you guys want to stick around for a little bit for this say so and definitely not degenerate bard raid, we're gonna go and check out more arting. Okay, there's the raid message, and here we go. We're gonna go ahead and pay a visit to a friend of the channel, Vespi, who is also doing some art, it seems. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll be back tomorrow again, 6 p.m. Eastern time, same time. Gonna do some more arting, and then yeah, here we go. And hopefully you guys will have a great night. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, bye guys.